Is someone placing ads in our dreams and selling sweat in installments? Seriously. While we get distracted, with new series on streaming, companies are testing ways to implant advertising in your sleep. And amidst all this, the question arises that no one likes to answer. How much does it cost to be alive today? Could it be that the future that we feared so much has already become our present and no one ever noticed? And moreover, why are we normalizing suffering as a tool for digital engagement? In today's video, we are going to talk about a technology that promises to save lives, but turns people into monthly subscriptions. We will also answer two questions that are uncomfortable but need to be asked. Who decides how much a life is worth? And when did survival become content? By the way, before answering what this new technology is about and what you can do to avoid being manipulated by it, let's get to the moment I hate the most and you ignore. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, it's quick, it's free, and it prevents me from having to start filling this video with invasive ads that appear even in your dreams. Now, if you don't leave a like, if you don't subscribe, the algorithm will understand that you prefer to be tracked even while you sleep. Your choice. I'll give you 3 seconds. You subscribe? Did you hit the like button? Then let's go. Today we will address topics that provoke deep reflection. What happens when life is reduced to a monthly subscription? It's frightening to think that in a not so distant future, our existence might depend on technology companies. This already happens a lot, doesn't it? Let's examine the reality of people who face moral dilemmas in situations of vulnerability. What is the real cost of health and survival? What challenges do we face when relying on systems that profit from our pain? Get ready for an intense and provocative analysis of the first episode of the 7th season of Black Mirror called Common Person. So I will take our reality and compare it with a streaming episode that is based on reality. To start, you already know, comment below if you believe that the cost of health should be a right and not a privilege. This would have a huge impact on the lives of many and could directly reflect on the possibility of living with dignity. Let's explore the story of Amanda, a teacher who suffers a breakdown due to a brain tumor. Her husband Mike is approached by a representative from Rivermind who offers an experimental procedure that promises to save Amanda, but with a high price to be paid. At first, it seems like the perfect solution, a way to prolong the life of his beloved, but it quickly turns into a nightmare. As soon as Amanda undergoes the procedure, she begins to involuntarily recite advertisements. This turns every interaction with students and people around her into a sales opportunity, leading to embarrassing and morally questionable situations. The episode highlights the distressing dilemma that many face when deciding how far they are willing to go to keep a loved one alive. Amidst a healthcare system that treats human life as a commodity, which is what happens a lot on social media, right? Wow, Instagram is free, TikTok is free, YouTube is free. But how many ads appear? Isn't that true? Amanda's journey and her transformation into a digital product reflect a scathing critique of capitalism and the way it alters our interactions and values. The ostensibly free solutions become financial traps, requiring constant updates and payments, which lead to profound emotional and physical exhaustion. Continuing in the episode, it becomes clear that health has become a business. Amanda's life is encapsulated in microtransactions that keep her trapped in an oppressive system. It's just like those free mobile games that we adults or kids play. Wow, it's free, but you have to buy outfits, you have to buy weapons, you have to buy dances and so on. This scenario is a reflection of the reality that many live today, where access to healthcare is mediated by financial issues. The critique is powerful, challenging the viewer to reconsider what it truly means to live when every aspect of our life is monetized. As we follow the story it's impossible not to think about the similarities with the contemporary reality we currently live in, which is what I was commenting on. Many people feel forced to expose their lives on social media in search of financial support, turning their personal struggles into a spectacle. This practice is not only common, but encouraged by platforms that profit from others' despair. It's a vicious cycle that we see every day on Instagram, for example. And I'm not even going to comment on when you make a post and get few likes, no comments, how you feel, sad that day, true or not. Comment below. Taking advantage of this hook on how to use technology responsibly and to your advantage. I want to quickly tell you about my mentor, Monetization, Master of Artificial Intelligence. There. I teach how to turn AI into a real revenue lever. You discover how to use modern tools to create new income streams, whether in your physical or digital business. It's a game changer for those who want to stop consuming technology just as spectators and start profiting from it. If you want my help, I'll leave the link in the video description and pinned in the first comment. I'll see you there. Continuing. The way companies treat human life as a commodity is alarming. The episode provokes an essential reflection. Who really controls our lives? How do technology and the economy monetize our suffering? Amanda's story is a grim reminder that our health and well-being are constantly in the hands of corporate interests that exploit our vulnerability to generate profit. This episode is not a product of science fiction, but a very current and relevant critique. This is happening now. It touches on issues that directly affect many people, prompting a discussion about the importance of health and human dignity in a system that seems to have lost control over these values. In the end, a difficult question remains to swallow. How far would a person go to keep someone they love alive? This answer can really affect us, but perhaps that's precisely why it needs to be asked. This type of reflection is not just important, it's urgent. And the more people are talking about it, the greater the chances of society starting to move. The episode challenges us to look more closely at the world around us, not just in the field of health, but in everything that involves our choices, relationships, and priority. What are we willing to give up when someone we love is at risk? And what does that reveal about the world we live in? Amanda's journey lays bare a truth that we often avoid. We are talking about our own humanity, our dignity, the fine line between merely surviving and truly living. The criticism of the healthcare system couldn't be more direct. The current model exposes the desperation of those who cannot afford treatment and the constant exposure of those who need to ask for help on social media. It's a cruel cycle where pain has become content, urgency has become an algorithm, and compassion has become engagement. What happens to Amanda happens on different scales with millions of... That's why it's so necessary to continue this conversation. We need to realize that health, dignity, and the chance to live fully cannot depend on a bank balance. The transformation of this reality depends on us. And we're not talking about something decent. It's happening now around us with people like us. It's time to stop just reacting and start building alternatives. The presence of technology in this is very evident, and it's not a style scenario. Blade Runner. It's now. The way health is being handled reveals a system that profits from our fragility. What appears in the episode Common People is, indeed, a representation of life as it is, and we can no longer accept that living. Has become a subscription-based product. This absurdity needs to be confronted. What is your view on this? What do you think we can do to turn this situation around? Share your thoughts in the comments. This debate is for everyone. This video doesn't end now, it continues with us talking in the comments. If you found this video interesting, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And tell us if you like Black Mirror and if you've watched this episode.